So yeah, what we're going to do is hand over now to Nelson. Nelson's going to be talking about openEQUELLA and OneDrive and SharePoint. I think, did someone have a question? I think so. But yeah, Nelson, if you want to share your screen, that would be great. It's worth flagging that when we did visit some of our clients back in, what was it, July, August, September, yeah, better integration with the Microsoft suite was certainly something we heard loud and clear. And so yeah, that's why we've tasked Nelson with showcasing some of what is currently possible via the consulting team. Over to you, Nelson.
Yep, thank you, Al. Morning, everyone. I think everyone knows, I mean, almost most of you guys should know me well. I'm still technically in the team, one of the consultants here. So yeah, as Al said, today I'm going to show you how I did consulting halfway, which can integrate Aquila with SharePoint so that you don't need, I mean, which hopefully will reduce your process in pushing content from the SharePoint to OneDrive, from SharePoint or OneDrive to Aquila. Right. So the current problem, as we heard from all of you during the roadshows, a lot of you are creating content on SharePoint, and then in SharePoint, these files could be huge. There can be many files when you try to download it, etc. And then when you want to upload these finished content or finished resources into Aquila, what you need to do is you need to download like maybe a video or a lot of HTML files with the images, or you need to download huge the storm packages, etc. So you need to download it, and then you have to upload it to upload it to Aquila during the contribution. So this actually a very manual process, which wastes a lot of time, and then it also have a risk that the process may run too long. There will be human error mistakes. So there are these type of risks when we're contributing our resources to Aquila. So our goal here is to make a simple and error-free way to manage these files contributing, from SharePoint or OneDrive to Aquila. And the solution, the solution we have here is you can select the file directly from SharePoint or actually it is OneDrive. And then the system automatically uploads it. This integration automatically uploads it to Aquila during the contribution. So you don't need to manually download and upload the resources. The key of the solution here is we use the Microsoft OneDrive file picker integration. So you cannot, given the Microsoft infrastructure, you cannot directly pick a file from SharePoint. That is a limitation. But because in OneDrive, you'll be able to access your SharePoint. So once you have, connect your OneDrive with your SharePoint, then what we can do here is, while this OneDrive file picker, we can use we can configure the contribution wizard to do this integration. So there are two options. Option one is basically the scripts and the contribution actually downloads the files from OneDrive and then uploads it to Aquila immediately. The other option is sending a link, sending the download link to Aquila instead of downloading and uploading it, and then we will handle those downloading in the background. So how does this work? first of all, you need to register an application in your Azure environment. So this is a requirement for accessing the OneDrive via the file picker API. Once you register that, you can add an advanced script control. And then all we need to do is developing some JavaScript using this file picker in the advanced scripting control to do all the rest of stuff, like opening the file picker, handling the download URL from this file picker SDK. Yeah, and then either download the file or download or set the URL link into the HTML input and send to Aquila to handle it. Just one point to note that the OneDrive file picker SDK actually is in the latest version is version 8. But as I understand, version 8 is not completely work with JavaScript. It is actually a TypeScript integration where, which means you need to develop the TypeScript application and then integrate that library with Aquila with the advanced scripting control. I didn't spend a lot of time investigating that because the 7.2 is much more simpler and straightforward to use. We just need to include the JavaScript library. This SDK's JavaScript library into the advanced script control, and then everything works. So yeah, this is something you may be interested to investigate if you're looking at this solution. All right, so I'll just go into the live demo and show you what really happens when we're doing this. Okay, so right here, this is my Aquila. This is my demo Aquila. I'll just sign in using the OpenID Connect, which is much more simpler. Right, so then I'm going to contribute an item. And so you see here, I have the 25 Edalexpo demonstration here, which is the OneDrive integration proof of concept. So this contribution method is very simple. This is an attachment control here. And then down here, actually, in this section, it is the HTML. This is the advanced script control. I'm using HTML and JavaScript to create this button. And then when click on this one, actually, we can select the file. This will actually open the OneDrive integration, the OneDrive file picker integration, and you can select the file here. And then down here, I just have a title and description, which is make this contribution very simple, right? So instead of clicking these add resources, I'm clicking this add from OneDrive. So this is my login, and then oops, right. Right, so as you can see, once I click the add from OneDrive button, this pop-up will show here, and then I log in with the Microsoft credentials. Then you can see that this is actually my OneDrive. It is from the OneDrive.live.com. So right now I'm going to select the Word document, PDF, right? I'll select them. So once I click the select button, what it's doing in the background right now is the JavaScript in this advanced scripting control will download the files immediately and send them to Aquila. So you can see that these 3 files are added to the file Aquila's staging environment immediately, and you can actually like look at the preview, or actually, for example, if you want to, let's say, rename it to PDF to, so everything, I mean, in Aquella's initial, in the Aquella's attachment control, it still works as usual. Okay, so let's give it a title, Edalexpo Demo 2025, and today's date, and I'll skip the description. All right, and then right now I can save this resource and publish it. So, and again, as you can see, all these files are stored in Aquella. The metadata is the same. So basically, this actually helps you to, reduce the downloading files to your local, manage the files, upload them, etc. But you can select directly. And of course, this is a proof of concept. There are a few things. Could be enhanced. For example, like after the selector, the picker window is closed, we can add, we can actually add some like those spinning wheels, etc., to make sure the end users knows that this is something. Something is happening in the background. Also, like selecting a folder instead of files. These are some options. These are some additional options. But yeah, as a proof of concept, this is what I've done in this integration, showing you how this can work. For the other option that I mentioned earlier around sending the direct link to Aquella directly instead of doing the download and upload here. So just give you a quick comparison between the two solutions. Right here, this is more straightforward, but the user need to wait for the download and upload. Because we still need to pull the file from OneDrive and send to Aquella. So the download, there is still a longer download and upload process. But on the other hand, if we're sending the URL to the download URL to Aquella server and let the server to handle that, that will save that will save the contribution time. But on the other hand, there are two restrictions you need to keep in mind. First one is the files may not be ready here. Once you save the item immediately, because the server need to handle those background processes. The second issue is the download link returned from the file picker only valid for 1 hour. So that means your end user need to make sure the contribution finish in time. They cannot, let's say, leave it here and go out for lunch or something and then come back. This integration could break. The files may not be downloaded. So this is something you need to be aware of when you're using the SDK.
So Nelson, just a question from Lou. When the document is accessed, does it load from within openEQUELLA locally or coming from OneDrive? If OneDrive, do the users need to authenticate with Microsoft every time they access it?
Okay, that's a good question. Thanks, Mabu. So in this solution, we are actually downloading it from SharePoint and then uploading it to Aquella. So it is always opening from Aquella. In the file picker, I think it is also possible to just extract the SharePoint link and store in Aquella as a URL attachment. So that is something that is something we can customize if we are looking into a solution where we want to integrate Aquella with SharePoint by this file picker. But both options are doable. For the POC I'm doing right here, actually this is for downloading and uploading to Aquella. That means opening that file is actually on Aquella itself. Right. So any other, well, actually, I'll just quickly show another minor thing that when I was doing this integration, I also update. do a small trick on my demo Aquila, so that you will be able to I mean, see if this works for you as well, right? So for opening this document, actually right now, if I click on it, so when we're clicking on this link, actually we're previewing the document in the Office apps.live.com, so which is the Microsoft official online document viewer, right? So this is also something very simple and straightforward thing in Aquila. Okay, so this is again something I would like to quickly go through. In addition to the OneDrive integration, because this is kind of Microsoft Office document related integration that we can do quickly. So the problem is usually from you guys. We heard that Office documents by default, Aquila will send a file to the browser and let the browser to handle it. And by default, the browser saves the files locally. So that is why when you click on Aquila's, in Aquila, when you click on the let's say .docx files, it always saves instead of preview instead of opening it in the browser immediately. Right. So the solution is actually Aquila supports previewing document not purely in Aquila itself, but via some integration. So this is a my type setting that is specified. This is specific that specifies how Aquila handles a specific type of document. And openEQUELLA use Google Docs as the default viewer. So let's say if you go to my type, search for docx, and then edit the my type, actually you will see there is a view in Google Docs option there. So if you have enabled that and set that to default, when user click on it, your document will be previewed in Google Docs, right? So with a quick tweak, you can use the language pack to override this viewer URL. So this viewer URL is actually specified in the language pack itself. If you want to have similar integration that I've just showed you, opening the files in the Microsoft Office apps viewer, just update your language pack, find the URL, and then replace with the Office app view.officeapps.live.com, and then replace the language pack in your environment, and the integration is done. So this is much more straightforward and easier than the SharePoint OneDrive integration. But yeah, this is a small trick that I can definitely quickly share with everyone. So yeah, I hope this will help you if you really want to preview your documents. All right. So before going to the Q&A session, I would like to send my thanks to the Swinburne common teams. So this OneDrive integration is actually one of the idea, and they have actually showed. They have a demo video show in our Edalexpo 2 years back in 2023, and they have thanks for them assisting in my demo and allowing me to reference to the implementation and things like that. So yep, thank you. Right.
Terrific.
So
Thanks.
Q&A.
Thanks, Nelson. Yeah, lots of claps and loves and all the other good emojis. So a question from Kimberly at TAFE Queensland. Can this also be used to replace existing attachments in a record when creating a new version of a record with regards to the OneDrive integration?
Replace existing attachment. Unfortunately, no, because in the replay so in the Aquila, I can quickly show you that. So the replace button here always refer to, the original Aquila's upload files or selecting from drag and drop. So in this integration, we cannot override this Aquila's default functionality. So that is why I'm adding a button here. But on the other hand, I can't add a button here, right? So and that's why, as you can see, I can't put my button right next to the resources or right here, right? So that's kind of trick or problem. Yeah, but if you don't need to keep the attachment UUID, most probably you can delete it and then select from the OneDrive again. But yeah, but in case if you need to keep the attachment UUID because let's say you have linked to somewhere else, unfortunately that is that is something I can try to investigate. But at least in this proof of concept or in the initial idea, I think it may not work.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nelson. Marilyn, I assume if the original file in OneDrive changes, these changes won't automatically be sent to openEQUELLA, and I'm assuming that's depending on the upload-download pathway or the URL pathway. Is that correct, Nelson?
No. All right.
Nelson?
So, if you, no matter whether you are downloading the files and upload to Aquila, or if you are letting Aquila to process in the backend, in both cases, we are actually downloading the files from OneDrive. So if you're building the integration like this, then it will not update. Aquila will never update even if your OneDrive files is changed. The only option, if you want the files or the links to be changed together, most probably you need to extract the link and save. Still open the file picker, let the file picker to select the file, but you extract the OneDrive link or the SharePoint link from the response in the file picker API, and then store that link as a URL attachment in Aquila. So that means we're actually selecting a URL from the file picker and then store it in Aquila. Then when you click on it, it always points you back to your SharePoint location.
Terrific. Sam Parker, this is really interesting. I wonder whether the same principle could be used for video types too. I'm assuming, Sam, you're meaning the preview, the Word Office preview.
Yeah. So the video, so the video player for say MP4, could you change the player based on the same principle?
No, unfortunately. Right. So okay, so you in the my type, actually, all right. Again, I can quickly show you in my environment. So if you go to settings, general, my types. So if we are searching for video, you can select this one. But then this Office, this document viewer, kind of document viewer, is shared. It has to be the same across all the my types. So we cannot specify this my type to have this viewer, and then another my type to have another viewer. So if let's say you make this into a MP4 viewer, that is okay. That works. But then you cannot enable Office app viewer, let's say for the document, for the docx type, because they share the same viewer link.
So could you not have multiple implementations though? So in other words,
Uh,
you create multiple options within this page for every mine type, and then you select the correct one for each mine type.
all right. So that is, we can do that via development path, but not the consulting path, I would say. Because because this is a limitation within the existing functionality. So as a consultant customizing the Aquila environment, I cannot create a new viewer type here. What I can do is I can only customize where this document viewer is located in the external. It's an external viewer URL.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, great.
Terrific. Matthew at Flinders mentioned maybe classify the file submissions into zones, local, preview, and remote, depending on where they are stored or viewed. So probably more comment, or is that a question, Matthew? Just a comment. Terrific. No, appreciate that. So yeah, and Sam, this might answer your other question. So based on the proof of concept that Nelson's done, if anyone is interested in doing that for your institution, again, recognizing that, as Nelson said, other options may be possible. You know, what Nelson's demonstrated in terms of the download upload is about 1 day's worth of consulting effort to implement for you. So yeah, just let us know. As I flagged, this is very clearly a piece of feedback when we did the roadshow. So yeah, we just wanted to demonstrate what we can do with the Microsoft Suite. So yeah, if you're interested in learning more, reach out to me. I will also just launch a quick poll question as well, just around. Oh, I've used the wrong poll. Hang on, that one's for later on. Oh, that might have ruined that. Just in terms of what other storage systems would you like us to explore from a consulting perspective? Again, this is something Nelson's been working on, but you know, maybe you're interested in a different third-party integration. You know, as Nelson's flagged, there are some limitations from a consulting versus dev perspective. But yeah, if there are others that you're interested in exploring, feel free to add a comment in there. I'll leave that open for probably 15 more seconds. We've got a few responses coming in. Terrific. I might close that in 5 seconds. I'll end the poll now. Terrific. And for some reason, Zoom won't let me share the results. Maybe there. Yeah, not visible to me. Kath, is there anything showing on your screen there?
No, it just says, oh, it tells me I didn't answer the question.
No dramas. Well, that didn't work very well, that particular poll. So I'll learn that for next year, not to use the short answer poll option within Zoom. But terrific. Well, thank you, Nelson. Yeah, certainly, again, similar to Kath and Ian, feel free to stick around in the networking at the end of the event just to ask any questions of that particular solution.